Everyone always wants to know, when you're out boondocking and you find a fabulous spot like this and you're solo camping, how do you reserve your spot when you go into town? Well, I'm going to share my tips and tricks with you today. Hi everybody. As you are about to see, we are in a fabulous spot and we've got our own little beach, and I thought I would go down there and show you how easy it is for me to set up my pup tent, which is just one of the things that I use to reserve my spot when I go to town. Now, this little tent I got from Walmart several years ago, and at the time it was only $15. Now I think they're like $35 to $40 or maybe even $50. But I will put a link in the video description and pinned comment so that you can see what size it is and what I'm talking about. This particular one is only available in the stores seasonally, but there are many on Amazon, and like I said, I'm giving you those links. So I put up this little tent. I don't even bother staking it out. I put rocks in it, and I put a little bitty tarp underneath it just to protect it from the rocks as best I can. And I put rocks on that tarp. I don't stake anything down because it makes it too hard to get up later, and I just want to be able to run if I need to. This little old tent only takes 2 poles. One goes in one side, one goes over the other, and then you make tie a little bow around that, and you're good to go. I just love it. And it serves the purpose of telling somebody that I'm there. And if it gets stolen, it isn't that much money that I care. It's not like it's a clamshell or another wonderful tent that I hope to own one day, but I still wouldn't leave out in case it got stolen while I was gone. The second thing that I do is I put out a tarp if my area is big enough. It just so happens this particular campsite where I am, and I will tell you about it later in another video, is small enough that I can put out just the tent. I don't have to put out the tent in one location and the tarp in another location. I had done that and shared on a video how it got a law enforcement officer in my camp, and if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. But if the space is big enough so that someone doesn't move in on top of me, I will do both. I will do the tent and a tarp in a different location. The third thing that I do to protect my site is I leave behind leveling blocks. And I'll leave again in the video description and pinned comment the ones that I use. And you want to be sure you always get the same kind if you buy more so that they stack on top of each other. I will leave a few leveling blocks, especially so that I don't have to get them back out when I get back and re-level and everything. But even if I didn't have to use leveling blocks, sometimes I will leave a few out just again so that I have the tent, the tarp, and my leveling blocks wherever I'm parked, so that when I come back, I've got a better chance of having that secured. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't come back, and it's happened to me, where I came back and all of those things were gone. So, and nobody was there, so I just pulled in and camped and left the next day because it was late. But just be prepared. Whatever you leave out in this day and age, you have to be willing to let it go if it disappears while you're gone. Sometimes I will leave my card table, my outside, it's not square, it's a rectangle, my outside table on the tarp as well, just to make it more pronounced. But I'm not as willing to replace my table if it gets stolen. So I hope that you found this helpful. Boondocking solo is fabulous. I love it. And I hope that you are enjoying my videos. Thank you for being here on my channel. Please look at my website, debradoesrvlife.com, and buy my books. I just finished my 4th one. It's with my editor now on how being a nomad saved my life. And come on over for as little as $1 a month on Patreon to join the KOKO fam and get behind the scenes updates and things that I don't share publicly. Thank you for being here. Hope this helped, and we'll see you down the road, everybody. Keep on keeping on.